dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, long as you are there. Come on, every guy, grab a girl, everywhere, round the world, they'll be dancing. Hey, we're dancing in the street, dancing in the street. This is an invitation across the nation, chance for folks to meet. Hey y'all, how are you? Good morning. How was your weekend? Good afternoon. Good evening, family. And welcome, welcome, welcome to the Mental House with me, your host, Khadijah. I'm gonna do something a little different, and I just got to do it. I gotta make this comment about Shedeur and the Sanders family, because it's real important that I make a comment just for myself, because it's amazing to me that you can have two people looking at the same thing and they see it so differently. So then it becomes quite apparent that they're operating off a different stimulus. Okay, it don't take a Rhodes Scholar to see that. Okay. I didn't like Boomer Esiason's comment regarding Shedeur Sanders. And for those of y'all who didn't see it and don't know who Boomer Esiason is, Boomer has got the he's got the I guess reputation now of being like a racist. He been had it, but a lot of people didn't really feel it until they saw his comment on Dion's son, you know. And I'm like, this dude, let me let y'all hear it first, because me saying something about it, y'all could say I'm over exaggerating. Maybe it's me.
They took him off. And they took him off because the owner said take him off.
Listen.
I don't want that guy. Shedeur Sanders just torpedoed himself. His attitude off the field at the combine, his dad didn't help him either. You know, he was on podcast talking about, this is my son. If I can get him to where I want to get him to, I'm going to do that. But, you know, when you listen to this kid talk right prior or at the combine about if you want a new culture in your locker room, I'm the guy to do that. I can turn it around. I mean, he's very high on himself. And I think he was very off-putting to many coaches and general managers in the league. And I'm telling you right now, and I know this after talking to 3 different personnel people in the NFL this weekend, they didn't even have him on their board. They took him off. And they took him off because the owner said take him off. I don't want that guy. I don't want this entitled person on our team. And I don't blame him. They took him off. And they took him off because the owner said take him off. I don't want that guy.
Now, I'm sure y'all heard that, right? That was Boomer, Boombag, blonde hair, beach boy, Boomer Esiason. Let me say something first of all, how I feel about those comments that he made. Dion, Shedeur's daddy, was a world-class athlete. One of the only guy I knew, I mean, besides Bo Jackson, but Deion Sanders played in a Super Bowl and a World Series, right? Or he played 2 sports professionally. I remember, if my memory serves me correctly, he had just got finished playing a baseball game with the Yankees, and then, or the Braves, was it the Yankee or the Braves, but then took a helicopter to fly to the damn baseball game. Football game to the baseball game in the same day. Now, that's going to show you what kind of athlete we talking about, right? Go back and because my memories might be playing tricks with me, but you go and tell me if I'm lying. The man played 2 sports in the same day. Okay? Now, Dion has always been pretty, he's an A personality. He's been hyper. He's never had a problem with his ego, like most black men don't. They don't have, the black men are in their natural habitat, are pretty alpha, okay? And it's amazing to me when you find these wuss-ass dudes that are intimidated or really counted up as an arrogance or and they mistaken arrogance with confidence, or they're mistaken confidence for arrogance is what I'm trying to say here. Kind of like Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was very braggadocious, right? Muhammad Ali was very arrogant. Is that what y'all call him? But if you ask me, I would say he was very confident. He was confident that he was going to beat your behind raw. Okay? Shedeur and Shiloh, they're athletes. They take after their daddy. What's wrong with that? To me, the problem is y'all hate to see a strong black man in fellowship with his sons. Y'all like to see him like LeBron James, and LeBron should never allow them to publish that letter to his father, because see, ever since then they just been all really loving him. LeBron know who his daddy is. LeBron know, and to me, from what I hear from a source, is that when his father was in jail, he was in jail with another NBA player's son. Now, whether he wanted to be around LeBron, LeBron's family wanted him around LeBron, that's a whole nother story. But they love those stories where you got a black boy plucked out the ghetto. Oh, he had to eat on food stamps because was sleeping with rats. And see, they like that type of shit. Okay? And that's not Shedeur or Shiloh's testimony. They privileged kids. They just happen to be privileged black kids. And that's hard for a lot of people to deal with. Now, what I will say is sometimes you got to be able to read the room. Even if you are confident and cocky, or I would use the word cocky, a little cocky. And sometimes you have to be able to read the room better. Boomer goes on about how he wearing all this stuff on his neck, and they're not going to have. First of all, black people are ordinary people. Okay, we come from the land of diamonds and golds, and all types of ornates. That's who we are. We love that shit, and more than most people, because it's in us. It's not a disrespect to you. That's why I don't disrespect them like you did the Sanders family. You mad, Boomer, because he's playing the position that you played? Well, I believe on Shedeur's worst day, he can be a better quarterback than you were. That's what I believe. I just believe your blonde hair and your blue eyes got you a lot further than you would have been if you would have been black with nappy hair. Okay? So let's just stop this right now. You are in no position to do that, to talk about that boy the way you did. I would never hear you talk about Archie Manning. I'm sorry, and what he would say about his sons Peyton and Eli, because he did the same thing. Very selective of where he wanted his sons to play. Y'all don't got no problem with that, right? And you don't have a problem with it because, I wonder why. Could it be racism showing its ugly head? That Peyton and Eli was offspring of Archie. Archie was proud of his boys. So why can't Dion be? Why can't he boost and talk up his sons the same way Archie talked up his? See, y'all on some real crazy stuff. And that's why this happens to be one of the craziest places imaginable. Because y'all racism is just so, it's just so, in some cases, debilitating. I'm surprised it don't wrap itself around you and choke the fuck out of you. I really am. Because those comments made by Boomer Esiason was just totally unnecessary. His 2 cents on why nobody wanted to hire Shiloh, Shedeur, is ridiculous. And say it's true. Say it's true. Why all of y'all can't have that mindset? Y'all wanted him to say yes, sir, no, sir. I'm so happy, boss, to get this opportunity because it's going to provide some wealth for me and my family, sir. That family already got money. Okay, so they're not begging. Okay, and in my opinion, Shedeur probably should have read the room a little better. Maybe took off one or two of them chains, because I swear they got so much shine to them that it hurt your eyes. And I know they couldn't stand that. No, they can't stand that. But what they need to understand is black people are ornate people. We wear earrings and gold and diamonds, and that's what we like. And before we was enslaved, we had them all over. Look at Mansa Musa. Shaka. All the great warriors and black kings and chieftains wore stuff all around their neck, all up their arms, all in their ears. And the problem is, y'all still don't understand who we are. You still want us to assimilate and be exactly like you, but it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I shame on you, Boomer. Boomer bum. That's what I can call you, because what you said about Shedeur, I found it insulting. And the Sanders family. You was jealous of his daddy. A lot of y'all was jealous of his dad when his dad played, but that's all right, because guess what? Dion never cared. He did his thing. He did his thing. And I'm sure Shedeur was like, I'm glad for the opportunity, because I know that if you undrafted as a quarterback, you probably won't play at all. Who knows? He may not play now. But it won't be because he don't have the skill to. It was because they had the ability to control his destiny, and they play the game. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped watching the NFL. I stopped watching the NFL when they did that to Colin Kaepernick. So I haven't really been watching it. I don't, when I see what I need to see about an organization, I lost all my respect for Jay-Z. Are we still kneeling now? No, I ain't gonna never forgive him for that. And I'm not gonna get reacquainted with the NFL because I know they're a group of racists. Okay? And that's really what the owners are. They put up all that craziness because Colin Kaepernick kneeled, and so did other people, because they were tired of seeing their counterparts being killed and beaten, brutalized by the police. But y'all had a problem with that. So let me say this: Shedeur has his chance now, and all he can do is prove them wrong, and that will be a good thing for him to prove them wrong, because God knows these people are something else. They're something else, and I mean it with my whole chest. Okay, and what y'all think? Y'all think I'm reaching? Yeah. Leave your comment below. And if you like what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share my channel. I'm going to see you in the next video.